He's like, no, I ain't want to start it off. I'm joking.
What it do? What it do? We here. Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. Sixers lost the game to a depleted Sixers team. What do we have? Seven people available. Lost 115-103 to the Denver Nuggets. It was a competitive game up until the third quarter.
It was to Maxey.
Yeah, it was really a real competitive game. Sixers, they hustled. They show a lot of hustle. They show a lot of heart. No Ben, no Joel, no Seth, no Thibault. Who am I missing? No Shake. Tonight's pod, but probably mostly going to be talked about Tyrese Maxey. The young boy showed a lot. Yeah, he took most of the shots, but he was the only one that was able to do that. He was the only one with that type skill set. We talked about him before. Huh?
All right, here's what I want to say. Because I'm the one. I came from the door and I said that Maxey was going to be good, and I ain't going to say
no.
Yes, I was. Don't say
this ain't beat your chest, Tom.
Okay,
just
but
go.
I'm saying is,
wait, real quick before you say that. Let's make this clear that I think we all like the draft pick of Maxey. Now there are some of us in here who was saying that he was that good this early, and I wasn't one of them.
That was me.
I'm gonna be honest with that. Now,
thank you, Wayne.
But I'm gonna be honest with that. But I think we all were on board with the draft pick. So let's not make it like everybody was ripping the draft pick on.
No, I agree. Everybody liked him, Tim. You do a little capping because I was saying from the very jump. Now you did say you liked him, but I said from the very jump, I think this dude is going to be the future of backcourt, and I said I think he will replace Ben. That's what I still believe that.
And you're still wrong about that. And no one is.
Why?
Because he's first of all he's y'all.
Before we get into this, let's talk about who's not playing, why they didn't play. Let's get into that.
Because Steph wanted to be the outbreak monkey and spread COVID all around the Sixers facility.
Let me tell you something. I'm irked.
Seth.
Coming into this game, I was irked. I was irked at the Sixers organization because I felt like coming into it, what I felt like was that because they weren't going to have Tobias couldn't play and Shake couldn't play and Seth couldn't play. They felt like, all right, well, we're not going to play Ben and Embiid either. So now they're going to have to put this game off. That's what I thought they was doing coming in.
I'm not going to question the player's injury. If they
listen, you ain't hear nothing about no injury to the COVID thing. Now all of a sudden you talking about something they might not play.
I won't question that.
But I'll say this. I don't care because the same way Ethan and Ephraim made a valid point when they was talking about with Ben Simmons, if you really that guy, that challenge, you should step up and take it. This game, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, knowing Joker coming in. I don't want to hear about his.
Your whole life is dictated by your knees and your legs. And for you to sit there a meaningless game in January, which don't mean nothing, come May and June, it would be stupid if he's really hurt.
When did they say he was hurt?
But it doesn't matter. Once they come out that he's injured.
No.
Saying.
Do you know why the NBA? Do you know
why we talking about? We talking about Joel? We talking about
Ben Simmons? He's trying
Do you know why this?
Whether or not he's truly injured, and I'm not going to do that to a player.
I don't think your mic is on, Tim. But listen,
you did that to Carson Wentz the entire season.
Honestly,
Carson Wentz went out with a concussion.
And you questioned that. Hold up. I've been caping for Ben. Don't do this. Don't do this. I've been caping for Ben.
No,
I've been caping for Ben. So what we not going to do is act like it wasn't what it was.
You don't do it. No, you don't do that.
Because
Ben ain't even play, and we ate him.
Do you know what the NBA did? Do you know what the NBA did? The NBA thought about passing on this game. But the reason they didn't is because the Sixers, they said if the Sixers had reported these injuries earlier, the NBA might have considered doing it. But I think the NBA saw through the BS that the Sixers figured, well, listen, it ain't going to be no premier players playing. Y'all don't want to play this game, cancel it. And now I guarantee if Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid is playing the next game, it's BS.
Yeah, now I say that right now.
They seen through that means Brandon Smith. They seen through the Brandon.
Y'all do realize that Ben hurt his knee in the bubble last year. And he got hurt and he stopped playing. So
I do think it was a little bit of bull job. I kind of agree with Rain a little bit. My thing is though, Tim, you a fraud. This is where everybody, at least in this panel, realizes your fraudulence because you hated on Carson. You said his injury concussion was suspect. all this stuff like that. Now you want to say, oh, I dare not speak on a man's injury if he's really legitimately hurt. No, ain't nobody trying to hear that. No, let me finish. Let me finish.
The train wreck
let me finish because you hate on it. You said he was a coward and he got off the game because he saw where it was going and he set out purposely after he got hit and he hyped it up. This is what you said to us. You might not say this on here, but you said it to us. However, let's move on.
I stand by that statement, but go ahead.
Exactly my point.
Hey, Ephraim, are you going to bring up the point that I just made about what I think? Now I think what Doc might have did.
Yes, that's why.
Okay, go ahead. You can bring it up.
That's why I want to go. I do think. I'm telling y'all, like I've been saying, Maxey to me is clearly better than Ben all around.
No.
So with that being the case, with that being the case, is it possible? Is it possible that Doc wanted to see how Maxey looked running the team, and Maxey looked fabulous?
I don't want to listen. This is what we can't do. You know what my favorite line is? We can't be prisoners of the moment.
I'm not. Maxey been balling all year.
Right.
Maxey been balling all year.
This was one game where they took the leash off. This is one game where they took the leash off, and they let him do his thing.
You right.
Did he look good? Yes.
But my thing is, Maxey been balling all year.
I agree with Ephraim.
Now, anytime he got into the game, he balled. This ain't like we just seen this the second, third time we saw Maxey. Every time Maxey got in the game and got legitimate minutes, he balled out.
Now, my theory is
sacrifice Ben for Maxey. What I'm saying is, you keep Maxey in there, you get rid of Green. Green is the odd man out. You know how you do that?
You can't because of the position Green plays.
No, but you can. You know how you do that? You call Chicago and you say, listen, would you like Ben Simmons for Zach LaVine?
They're going to tell you crazy.
Would you like to make that? I'll even throw a draft pick in. Just this. And then you take Zach LaVine and you put him at that wing position, and you have Seth Curry and Toby and Ben. I mean, no Ben. And Maxey Embiid.
Yeah.
And I'm taking that.
And
you're not losing too much. You still have your bench depth.
I'm going to tell you what I think the Sixers tried to do. I think the Sixers actually tried to force the hand of the league by saying that Ben and Joel wasn't playing.
That's what Wayne. I think Wayne said that. Give Wayne his credit.
I thought Wayne was saying that he didn't play because he wanted to see what Maxey was going to do.
No, but he did say that.
No, I said coming into the game. That's what initially I thought.
He said that on our text board.
I don't know. Yeah, you didn't say that here, did you?
I said it here too. I just said it here.
I think they tried to make the league cancel. Well, you said Woj said it was too late or something like that. I think they tried to make the league in a bit them. But I actually think Ben didn't want all that pressure. Now we got to understand, if Ben Simmons plays, Toby doesn't play.
Injury? That's not fair.
Hold on. I'm not saying he's faking the injury. I'm just saying if Toby doesn't play and Joel Embiid doesn't play, that leaves all the pressure to score the basketball on Ben Simmons.
Do we know for a fact that they said Bede's not playing, and then they said Ben's not playing? Or
yes, and Tawana told me that.
Where did we see that at? Tell me your sources. Tell me your sources.
Tawana told me that.
Listen, I can't reveal my sources. I'm not a snitch.
Yeah, okay.
Look, my thing is
that's all I'm saying. Is just let's not make it assassinate. See what?
My thing is,
go ahead.
My thing is, and this is to keep it outside. It's a lot of speculation we throwing around. Some of it could be legit, some of it could be not. But to keep it strictly to the facts, Maxey has scored more than Ben in his career high, and this is our ninth game that Ben did in
34, 35
years.
Has nothing.
Let me finish.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with him. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hold on. Tim, what do you mean? What do you mean it don't have nothing to do with Ben?
Because Maxey is Maxey, Ben is Ben.
They're both point guards.
So if you're gonna get Maxey
point guards.
So if you're gonna get Maxey more time, who you sitting for Maxey?
Green
plays small forward.
So what position is Ben gonna play?
He gonna be your point forward position. He gonna be the point forward.
Why do you need a point forward that can't
Maxey
shoot?
Needs the ball in his hands.
Why do you need a point forward who can't shoot? Or won't shoot, if you have a point guard that can shoot and sees the floor and hustles and runs around
and create his own shot.
Y'all over exaggerating this whole situation. First of all, Maxey is
he still got to show me more.
Maxey. I think he needs more. What you do is you take away the minutes from Danny Green.
You keep talking about
let's not get caught up.
Hold on,
look at the other players too, though. Who else out of that deserves minutes?
I like Joe. I like Joe.
But you know what's funny about Tim? Remember, I think 2 podcasts ago, we was just talking about putting Danny Green on the bench with a clipboard in his hand. And Tim, no, he got that championship pedigree that he brought he won a championship with San Antonio and Toronto. So you backing off that now? All this Danny Green love that you gave, is this going now?
Yes, I can admit that. I was
listen. Joe didn't shoot all that great.
Now it's your argument.
I like his shot and I like his confidence.
Oh no, that's all I want to hear you say. Thank you.
And I would like to see Isaiah Joe out on the floor with some of the. I would like to give him a shot. Because out there shooting with Embiid creating space, Embiid and Ben or Maxey creating space.
Reed. What y'all think about Reed?
Oh, yeah,
he deserved more minutes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was working on the boards.
He was.
I like the Dwight Howard pickup and everything, but he knew we needed him to be in the game, and he still plays stupid sometimes.
Yeah, Tony, how he plays. You can't change his game.
You know what?
You can't change it.
I honestly think Joker, you gotta remember, he's your opinion. I don't care how good Joker is, he's your opinion. Them Europeans love to flop. That's what they do. You throw your arm back, you brush past their nose. He grabbing like he got a broke nose. Like, come on, man.
Soccer. That's what they did in soccer.
Man, like that's what they do. So I'm not even hating on Dwight on that. Like a lot of players.
Because of the fact that we only had 7 players, I still needed him to adjust his game for this particular game.
What do you want him to do? This is his game.
But you ever heard of
he hit a 3
when you play with Ethan, he fouls on top. But if you know that you got to play the whole game, you know you really want to hit that person, but you can't because you know
that is his game.
Wayne, just because it's your game, if you need it, and if you need to be in that game, you got to sacrifice that extra 5 you give.
All right, so let me ask you this. So what's the point in him being in that game if he can't play how he plays? That's part of his game. That's what makes him effective is playing like that. That's my point.
We're not asking him to change his game for his.
You just said change his game.
We said for this game, stay in the game, be that big body, rebound.
But Dwight does do it. He does do a little extra stuff.
What did he do though? I mean, what you talking to play when he raised his arm and they call like
in a hook, and when you know you hook, just let it go. You know you're stronger. You know you could get that extra push that you want to get. That's fine because Joel's there, but Joel's not there today. So because Joel's not there to go, let it go. Just run back down the court. We just needed him one day on the court for like 30 or so minutes. That's one game of basketball.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with what he did because we got to see Tony Bradley for more minutes and we got to see Reed. And I like.
Let me ask you, Tim.
I like what we saw from all these young guys except for the supposed 2-way player that couldn't shoot or defend anybody.
I'm gonna give him.
Do you think that would have changed the outcome of the game?
What'd you say, Ethan?
Do you think that would have changed the outcome of the game?
Who knows?
I think the one thing that changed, I think no,
you didn't even sound sure about being questionable.
But that was my thing, Ethan. I don't think that the way he played and him getting in foul trouble and get the technical whatever. I don't think that changed the outcome of the game. I think the main reason why we lost this game is Danny Green stunk it up. Like if Steph Curry was there in place of Danny Green,
I know you love Steph.
I know, my fault. If Steph Curry was there in place of Danny Green, I legit feel we could have won that game.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't winning.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, you didn't notice that Denver played their bench a lot more than they usually do.
No, yeah, they just.
I mean, that they had because they did this because they have a second. I think they play again tomorrow, so it's like one of them type of situations, kind of sort of like the situation with us with Washington, when it's like you take your foot off a little bit and you try to relax and let your bench do this, that, and other, and then that's what it looked like to me anyway. Because I was like, where was Jamal Murray at? Like, where was Jamal Murray like in the second half?
Minutes on starters for Nuggets. Nobody.
But I think I personally think they did that for the simple fact because the game was in hand most.
When they got the lead, they did.
When they got the game,
fourth quarter, they didn't have to sit. They was like, "Go ahead."
Yeah, if that game was close, I seriously doubt you don't want. What you don't want is to lose to a Sixers team without 4 starters. That's what you don't want to happen. So there's no way you telling me that if they was in position to lose that game, that they would have kept them boys out.
But you're saying that you think just Seth himself in there would have made that big a difference. I don't think that.
Danny Green was 4 for 17, 23% from the field. If Steph Curry comes in there and at least shoots on his average,
I don't think he's shooting on his average.
Why not? Who gonna stop him?
Because it ain't enough floor spacing.
Why not?
Why not? Because who else they gonna focus on? Who do you think they gonna focus on if he's in there?
They had Maxey.
Who do you think they gonna focus on?
Maxey.
And if you notice, when they did focus on Maxey a little bit in the second half, he came out and they made a concerted effort and they started trapping Maxey, and that's when we started falling behind.
And that's exactly my point. But that's my point. But that's when Steph Curry could have stepped up.
You listen.
You need a wingman.
Listen, you can have what you think. I can't say. I'm not going to discredit your opinion, but I don't believe that Steph Curry would be the one player that would have made that difference.
All right, so you're telling me, let me just say this, make this point. Danny Green, most of his threes were kind of contested, some not really. Some of them the boys playing up on him. So Steph couldn't have got them same shots and knocked at least 30% of them down.
About 5 of his shots was him just crossing half court and squeezing from way back, like shooting like Steph Curry range. For
some of them was.
Because he couldn't get over.
Now let's say this: what another bona fide shooter do you got to watch in the game? It could have helped Danny Green get open looks instead of contested looks, but it could have helped his percentage. With somebody else that can shoot will help space the floor better and help you get open looks. It'll help them from eyeing Maxey so much because they noticed early on that he's the only one that's going to score. So they were trying to keep an eye on him early on. He still was getting his buckets. I just don't think that would be. Would we had a one? I don't know.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying is I don't think it'd have been a difference of winning.
That definitely would have helped. Is nice though.
Maxey,
he had nobody. Look at these numbers. Danny Green, 23%. Dakota Mathias, 38%. Isaiah Joe, 22%. Maxey, 54%. Paul Reed, 33%. And then Tony Bradley, he started taking the white minutes. He was 71% down in the paint. So my thing is, you give me one more legitimate offensive threat that can shoot above 22%. That game is a total different game. We only lost by 12 points. Now, Grant, the game.
Stop, man. You saying that like they didn't have their whole bench in for the
whole
okay.
All right, my thing is
did they have a bench in when we took the lead?
What was the score in the third quarter?
I don't know, but they had him in shortly after that when they started putting their foot on our neck.
We never got close in the third.
In the third quarter, at one point we had cut the lead to I think it was
6 or 7.
Yeah, it was very close. We kind of cut 8 points, something like that. This is my thing. The game definitely turned because all we had really scoring was Maxey. If we had another complementary, this is what I say with Golden State with Steph. With Steph Curry. This is why they struggling. Nobody's really legit stepping up. Steph Curry drops 38. I think the next highest man was Wiggins with 16. You by yourself. Now, if you got Clay, it would have been a total different story. Same thing with Steph right now.
When we first started, Ethan came out and said the over-under, what's the over-under? And everybody was like 20 points, that we was going to lose by 20, 30, 40. So we already knew going in that they was going to lose the game. So I'm proud of what they did as a team.
I agree.
I'm impressed with Isaiah Joe. I think he needs some more time. And I also think Maxey has to get green.
He started breaking after a while. He hit his couple joints.
He did.
No, because then they started closing out on him because they saw he could shoot. That's why I'm saying I want to see him with if he's in there with not with the starter starting, but if he's in there with legitimate other players, whereas though they can't just jump out because they're like, all right, this is the only boy that can shoot.
Who minutes is he taking?
Huh?
Y'all can't. Whose minutes is he taking?
Everybody can split Danny Green minutes up.
Now you still got fight with that guy get burned. You how many? Danny Green only get what 25 minutes a game at most.
Okay, and get a young boy 7, 8 minutes.
He might get Thibault.
You give him the minutes that you would give to Korkmaz.
You still got Corky coming back.
No, Korkmaz is out.
Corky is done.
This is what I told John Silver because remember the other day when Danny Green started hitting everybody like, man, I told you Danny Green was going to be all right.
He's streaky.
Yes, he like Joe. He actually worse than what's his name? J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is one of the streakiest dudes in the NBA, and Danny Green is worse than that. So he comes up maybe once every 5 games, 4 games. You saw it in the playoffs last year with the Lakers. He'd be 3 games. He'd be breaking all kind of stuff off of everywhere. And then one game he'd show up and hit 4 for 7 or 4 for 8 or something like that. This is who Danny Green is. So in all honesty, I could do without Danny Green. The way Steph is playing, like Wayne is saying, maybe Isaiah Joe could be a bull who really got some stroke and he can start hitting from deep. I don't think you need. And if you got Maxey was shooting the 3 very decent. So if you got Maxey, Isaiah Joe, possibly, he's still a question mark, and you got Curry, I think we're good for three shooters.
So we
listen. I get
Thibault.
Yeah, and you got my fault. You got Shake exactly, and you got
listen. With this,
Thibault, okay.
This is why I'm saying about with This is the percentage, the shooting percentage that the starters for Denver had.
Yeah, they were very high.
Joker was shooting 75%. Gary Harris shot 63%, 63.6. Jamal Murray shot 54%. Will Barton shot 60%. And then you had Millsap at 37, but Monty Harris had 50%. This is why I'm saying that I don't think Seth would have made as much a difference. Denver couldn't be stopped. Like, honestly, they could, if it was just Seth. Now, if you give me Seth and Embiid playing tonight, I could rock with that. But just Seth wasn't going to make the difference between them winning and losing, in my opinion.
Embiid probably most likely.
Now, hold on. Do you trim? This might strike a nerve. Do you trim Ben's minutes at point a little bit?
No,
please. I got to
start giving them.
I got
start
to
giving Maxey a little run with that point.
No.
I got to.
You talk about prisoners of the moment. That's exactly what all three of y'all sound like, prisoners of the moment.
I mean, but now wait. Now I'll say it this way. Now, if you're telling me if what you're going to do is give Maxey more minutes and you take it from Danny Green, whereas though now you move Ben over and he's just a defensive three.
That's what I'm saying, Wayne. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then do that.
I don't say you take Ben out, but you take him off the ball.
Maxey has to be the point guard for more minutes. He's showing every time. Like, I agree with what y'all said, especially what Ephraim was saying earlier. Every time Maxey has gotten in there, he's shown himself to be
balled out.
And the main thing I was saying about it is I just got to see more. Like, I can't just go off for just a little couple minutes here and there running around.
Eye test don't work. It takes eye test longer.
I ain't going. No, that's just because I'm not trying to be in the moment and just go off of a small sampling.
But you doing today?
And no. I will agree.
But today wasn't a small sampling. He went against somebody that was considered one of the top point guards in the league and was going at him.
I'll see. This is what I had to.
I'm about to run into the Capitol. Go ahead, man.
This is where I had to agree with Wayne. Wayne, I at least was consistent because when I was piping Maxey early on, one of the things I wish I could pull the text up. I said Maxey good ball, and Wayne says, "Man, so I get Wayne. He was consistent in not being early hype on the board because this first game, remember Maxey came out. I think he scored like 6 points in a row or something like that. It had 11 minutes. Every game he showed production, and every game, truth be told, he got better.
And he looks like he controls the game when he's in
and he looks relaxed. He don't look frazzled. He don't look nervous. So you saying we prisoners of the moment, I think is a little bit overstated because we 8 games in, and granted, it's still a little early. You have a little bit of validity with that. But my point is, every game he's played well. This is not like 2 games where he got off and we hyped.
He didn't go to North Dakota State. He actually went to Kentucky. We know he has a good pedigree behind him.
That's even more my point.
We understand that he can ball. Unlike Carson Wentz. What I'm saying is with Ben, you don't have to exclude Ben out the conversation just because you want to hype on Maxey. I didn't run Ben.
That's what I said. That's what he said. This is what I would do with Ben Simmons. And I kept telling, this is what I would always said you would do with Ben Simmons. He wouldn't be my strictly point guard. He would get a board and push the ball. He's that type of player. Like if he gets the defensive rebound, you have him push the ball. But you do have to get Maxey in there to get Maxey more comfortable running a point with Bede and with Toby, with everybody in there, because you can see this is your future right here. You got to get this young boy comfortable. You got to bring him along slowly. I ain't saying taking all Ben minutes, but you got to get him comfortable running that ball, because we all sit here and know, even Doc know, this young boy the future.
Or he can have the same role as the boy Lou Will has. And
no, it's not the same.
That's Shake. That Shake
got that role.
Listen. You can say whatever you want about living in everything else.
That role,
but from what I've seen from this young guy who was our, and everybody said it was a steal for us to get him where we got him.
That's fact.
And the biggest knock on him was his shooting, but he's shown himself not to be as trash shooting. And I remember saying when we first got him, I was saying how I was hearing that in the bigger games against the bigger competition, he actually shot better, like from 3. So that shows that he's a gamer. Now, if I'm looking at, I get what you're saying about Ben, even with Ben, and I've been a big opponent of Ben getting the rebound and running and being able to do that in open court. Maxey's shown that he can do that. Maxey's shown that he can get the ball and take off in the open court. And Maxey's shown that he actually can finish. Whereas though Ben's finishing is down, like they've been making a point of this. Remember, my whole thing about Ben wasn't his nose thing. No. Because Wayne is
the biggest trader.
No, Wayne been saying this. Wayne been consistent. Wayne, I got you.
Never go to war, Wayne.
No, Wayne, I got you. No, see,
go ahead. Turned around get that ball.
No, I see. This is why I agree with Wayne. Wayne was consistent in saying that Ben is who he is.
He caught.
The only thing Wayne was hyping with Ben was his defense, and Ben plays good defense. I'm not hating. I always felt people in general, media-wise, overhype Ben's defense, but Wayne has been consistent with saying he don't think for Ben to be effective and for the team to be effective, that Ben don't need to score.
And this is the other part, but this is the other part about that though. This is the other part about that though, and this is why I'm saying that, because the things that was Ben, the things that was making Ben what he was, and where I was willing to deal with it and put up with it, he could get out on the fast break, open it up, and pass everything else like that. Okay, his defense and all that, like I wasn't worried about shooting. But now, if you tell me Maxey, who looks more comfortable in that point guard role, distributing the ball and getting other people involved, and whereas though he just looks more in control. Now, I still don't think he got the defense of a Ben Simmons, but
Ben defense.
I see he could get the assists. He could get those scrappy boards. So I'm like, I gotta weigh my options. If I'm looking at, I got this young guy like that could do these things where it's not that big of a drop off if he's consistently this way. If I got that not big of a drop off, you tell me I could trade Ben Simmons, and then my biggest part about trading Ben Simmons was, all right, we trading him, what we replacing it with. But if you telling me I can replace it and it ain't that much of a downside, and potentially upside, I'm taking it.
The opponents just went up. The opponents just went that he just went up. They all shot over 50 and 60% Maxey. So that's what you missing when it comes to Ben.
No, defense is a team. Defense is a team. It's a team.
No, one player can affect how a team is playing.
Yeah, but Joel Embiid. Yes.
No.
In Joe, yes, exactly.
I agree.
Joel Embiid
and Tobias.
And before we get out
now, I will say this about Ben. Maxey needs to take Ben. They need to go every day to the gym. And he needs to teach Ben that floater.
No, he don't need to teach Ben nothing. If Ben need a rookie from Kentucky to teach him to shoot a floater,
he should be out the league.
Because if Ben Simmons just shot the floater, that would make his game so much better.
Exactly. He needs a patented go-to move. Ben Simmons, if he's going to stay here, you ain't going to trade him. Right. He needs a patented go-to move.
Or
he needs a floater. He needs something.
Or just finish his dunks.
Listen, who sent the video? And was it Paul Pierce or somebody just talking about Ben Simmons? And they said, like, at this point, maybe I was watching on ESPN. At this point, why is everybody even thinking this is going to happen? It's not going to happen.
I told y'all that.
It's not.
You must have put in your.
You don't need Paul Pierce.
To see what videos come up.
I've told y'all that already.
I mean, I conceded that.
I've been saying that too. Listen, y'all.
Wayne, you didn't concede that because last year you said Ben was going to be the best point guard in the league, top 5. Yeah, coming into the season, I thought he would develop a shot. And after that, you said Ben.
First of all, I told you when he first came to the league, he couldn't shoot. When you was hyping him,
Ben was better than Steph Curry.
You was hyping him. I didn't say he was better than Steph.
All right, y'all. We wrapping this thing up. We gonna catch y'all.
I didn't say.
Hold on, Tim. Hold on.
You get I gotta get some stuff off my chest.
Y'all got it off your chest. We will be back.
Hold on, calm down.
Y'all want to do another video after this? We can do another video. Let me upload this joint. We can come back.
Hold on. It don't need. We only got like 2-3 minutes left. Let us rock for a minute. Let's be clear about this. Let's be very clear about this. I do agree a lot what Wayne is saying about the Bull, Ben Simmons. But my thing is, Tim, it's time to give it up. It's time to give it up. He's not going to change. We've all, at this point, all but you have been saying that his game, what you see is what you're going to forever have. I'm not ever envisioning Ben getting the floor.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. Yeah. We'll be back after this game.
Let me get a quick shout out. Let me get a quick shout out to my man Steph Curry, who I told y'all.
Cut the feed.
No, listen. Let's talk about this for 1 second. Hold on. Let's talk about this for 1 second.
Monday after the game.
No. Tim, calm down. Ethan, go ahead. Speak your piece.
Let's talk about this for 1 second. Now, I watched that game last night. And I have to say, I have never seen a player.
Tim, calm down, bro.
I've never seen the way Steph Curry changed defenses and the way the defense. You have 5 players focusing on Steph Curry. I've never seen that from any player in my life. And I watched Jordan. I watched Doc. I watched all these dudes play. LeBron, I never seen 5 players watching one man.
Right.
The only person
I've seen the whole team try to stop LeBron.
Hold on. No. The only person I ever seen that happen to was Randy Moss.